to HBD Sports. It's money. It's Mike Britt. It's Wednesday, baby. We're going to talk some wrestling. You ready, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Man, we've been trying to get you on here for a long time, dude, and it's good to finally be at the top of the mountain, man, with you.
Oh, man, dude, I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this, man. Big fan of the show. I love listening. I'm glad to be on here, brother. Talk a little wrestling.
Well, not only are you a fan, brother, I feel like you're like part of the show, brother. I just feel like, like we're all just wired together, dude. I just feel I'm loving the stuff you do. I'm loving your material, man, and we've just been dying to get you on, brother. So the feeling is mutual.
Oh, great, man. Cool.
So lots to touch on today. We got the Smackdown results to get into. We got a little bit of AEW news. Actually, another MMA star has dipped his toes in the wrestling waters, I guess you could say. We're going to touch on that today. And, lots of fun stuff today. We're going to test Mike Britt's knowledge here, put him to the test today with random wrestling knowledge. Hopefully he agrees to play that. And then, lots of stuff. So do you want to go ahead and jump into Smackdown from last night, brother?
Yeah, man, let's do that. It was a good show last night.
Yeah, I thought it was good, too. Not many matches, but really lots of build. And what did you think about the first segment when the New Day kind of came out in the ring and kind of did like, almost like we're going to walk away if Kofi don't get this match?
I like that, man. I think it added a lot of realism to it, because I think people are really buying into the storyline, man, which is good. And people are truly frustrated and getting, Vince is getting a lot of heat over it, for what he's doing to Kofi. So I think it's cool, man, they come out there and did what they did and took the stance they did.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's cool, too. And kind of like Clyde said, it was almost like a Rudy moment in wrestling. He said he could see, like, the whole locker room, like, slowly coming out one by one and, like, handing Vince their jerseys, or I guess they would be handing them their tights, So hopefully they got a lot of towels backstage. But you know what I mean? Like, it would just be...
Oh, Lord. The Attitude Era would be back. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. We just have, like, 46 Val Venuses on the roster out of nowhere, brother. So, yeah. So after that segment, what was next? Was the next? So Vince came out and gave him the gauntlet match, right? He went and gave the New Day the tag team the gauntlet match, and that was going to be at the end of the show there to determine whether or not Kofi made it. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
And then following that, did we have the Charlotte and Asuka match? Was that the following match?
I believe it was, man, and I really enjoyed that. That was a good match. I really enjoyed it.
That was kind of a surprise, too, because, and me and Clyde have been talking about this for weeks, like, we just didn't know what they was really doing with Asuka leading up to WrestleMania, and I guess it all kind of makes sense now. And since they're closing WrestleMania with the females for the first time ever, I guess they're kind of thinking, let's add as many bullets to the gun as we can here. Let's load Charlotte up with the belt. We got Ronda with the belt. Becky's the hottest thing on the planet. I think they're just trying to build that match and make it a mega match. And it kind of just sucks for Asuka in the end, though, but I think it's going to be a beautiful match.
It does, man, because, they haven't really been doing a lot with her, man. And she's a women's champion, and she really hasn't been in the mix or in the story. So I've been wondering about her, because she's pretty awesome, man.
Yes, she is. And, she was kind of, she was feuding with, was it Baszler there for a little while, and I didn't know what they was about. I thought maybe they was building up like a triple threat match with them at WrestleMania. And, yeah, they kind of just had her drop this title here. And speaking of people they're kind of cooling on, too, here before we hop back into the show, I was reading that Shinsuke is kind of basically checked out of WWE, and that's like the word they used in like air quotes. I mean, is he kind of on his way out the door, do you think? Or, what do you think's going on with Shinsuke?
Man, I haven't heard anything, man, but I was at WrestleMania last year, man, when he fought AJ, and he was hot, man. He was really hot, and I was just watching last night. I don't want to spoil it, but when he come out in the gauntlet with Rusev, it's like, they're not doing a lot with him. You don't hear too much about him. He was United States champion a while back, and I guess that makes sense, man. Maybe they're not investing too much in him if he's leaving the company,
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think. And when Shinsuke initially came to WWE, I just thought for whatever reason that it would be in his contract that he would be the champion at some point. Maybe I'm just naive. I don't know. I thought Shinsuke would just be getting a bigger push, just considering he's almost like a global icon,
Yeah, that's right. Especially the great match him and AJ had,
Yeah, fantastic match, man. And yeah, once they kind of turned Shinsuke heel, I think the crowd kind of cooled on him a little too, which you're supposed to cool on heels, I guess. But, it just kind of seemed like they kind of took that momentum and just threw an emergency brake on it or something. I don't know, they had with Shinsuke.
Yeah, WWE's known for that, it seems like.
So after that, I think we had this segment where Miz and Shane kind of exchanged some words, and I think Miz kind of bum rush about 20 people trying to get to Shane, which was pretty interesting. And what do you think about the build up for this match? And are you interested in? Are you invested in this match?
I am, man, because I'm a fan of both those guys, man. I thought they were pretty funny as a tag team, and yeah, it really surprised me, to be honest with you. You know, I would have thought that it would have been the other way around, and Miz would have turned on him. So that surprised me in the last pay-per-view. Me and my wife were watching, like, oh my God, we couldn't believe it. So I am a little vested in where this goes, man. I think they'll put on a good match. And Shane always does something crazy at WrestleMania, so I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, well said, brother. Yeah, I totally agree with that, and that's cool to hear you was watching with your wife. I watched with my wife too, and she really just loves the women. Actually, she kind of checks out during most of the men's matches, but she sits there and watches them all with me, so that's beautiful that you share that with her also, dude. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this match too, man. I've been a huge Shane O'Mac fan since I was a kid, and it's just been kind of cool watching his career unfold. And of course, I think The Miz is just one of the most charismatic characters in the whole industry. And I think this match is just going to be something special. I just wonder how many coast to coast Shane tries in the match. You know, that's what I want to put like an over or under bet on that. You know.
Yeah, at least two, at least three, I would think. You know?
You think it's three? Okay, maybe we'll get a poll up on one of these sites here.
Yeah.
Let's see what everybody thinks. How many coast to coast we get out of Shane O'Mac coming up here?
I'll tell you, man, that guy's fit, man. He's a hell of an athlete. He really is. The ultimate fighting and stuff he does to stay in shape, man. Shane's an athlete.
Yeah, well said, dude. I think that, you know, that kind of gets lost in the shuffle sometimes, like, too, because everyone's like, oh, he's just a McMahon. You know, I'm sure I can see how that can be thought. But over the years, man, like you've talked about, some of the bumps and the spots he's taken. One year, I think was he climbing up was he fighting Steve Blackman with, like, kendo sticks, and they was, like, climbing up like, over by the Titantron and stuff and knocking each other off? Yeah, man.
What stands out to me is when Kurt Angle flipped him on his head, man. You remember that years back?
Was that when he was supposed to go through the glass, and then it was like the glass wasn't actually set right? Yes.
I mean, dude, that could have broke his neck. Yeah, man, for him being, you know, royalty of the McMahons, he sure puts that on the line, man. And he's a showman, for sure.
Yeah, he puts his money where his mouth is, brother. He definitely does, dude. And I've got a lot of respect for Shane O'Mac.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother, absolutely. And, so the show, I didn't recall, what was there, maybe just, was there just two matches on SmackDown? And forgive me if I'm wrong, was there just the Charlotte and Asuka match and then lots of build, and then at the end we had the Gauntlet match with the New Day? Was that it?
You also had the AJ Styles and Kurt Angle match.
Oh, yes, you did. Thank you for bringing that to my mind. Somehow that slipped my notes, and that was actually a pretty cool little segment. Do you want to walk us through that one, brother?
Yeah, man, I was really looking forward to this, man, because I've seen these guys battle in TNA, man, and they put on some clinics, and you know, I was really looking forward to this match. I really wish they would have gave it more time, you know, and really had a good match. But I understand, you know, Randy Orton coming in and hitting an RKO on AJ Styles to just farther their feud. And it also puts Angle over, you know, and he gets the victory. So you still leave AJ strong. But I wish they would have had a longer match, and we could have seen a little bit more. But I enjoyed him against Joe on Raw. That was a pretty good match, too.
Well said. My thoughts exactly on that. Like, I would have liked to have seen a longer match, but I totally understand why they interrupted it out of nowhere with an RKO. I understand why it happened. But like you said, I would have liked to have seen 5-10 minutes of these guys just going back and forth. And Kurt looked kind of amped at the beginning, and for a moment there, I was thinking that's what we was going to get, you know.
Yeah, they looked pretty intense, man. It really did, man. Him and AJ or something else, man. Great athletes.
Absolutely, man. And I think we're all going to miss Kurt when he's gone. You know, he's like it's kind of like that with everybody in the wrestling industry. It's like it's hard to miss anybody until they're gone, and then you miss them all. You know, it's like
ain't that the truth, man?
Yeah, we're going to be missing Kurt, brother. So, hopefully he gets in the ring a few more times here. And I hope for whatever reason that this damn WrestleMania match is just not against Baron Corbin, brother.
I hope it's not either, man. I hope they change it, but they better do it pretty soon because they're running out of time, man.
Yeah, running out of runway, brother. Running out of runway. Gotta land the plane, brother. That's right. Yeah, so after that, then we closed out with the Gauntlet match. Is that correct? And I appreciate you reminding me of that because that was a heck of a segment to bring up there, brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then the Gauntlet, man. That's how we closed out the show.
And what did you think about that match as a whole? And I guess, going into it, I didn't see any way that the New Day wasn't going to win it. But it was kind of surprising how the Usos just kind of walked out and forfeited. I thought that was pretty cool and like a nice little angle to it. And what did you think about the match as a whole?
I thought it was pretty good, man. You know, and especially up against the competitors. You know, like Sheamus and Cesaro and Shinsuke and Rusev. Them are all very tough tag teams. You know, but they was doing it for Kofi, and I was invested in it, and it did kind of surprise me a little bit what the Usos did, but I thought it was good, man. You know, it kind of changed it up to what they have been doing in the last couple of weeks, where everything was against the New Day and Kofi, so it gave them a little break, a little light at the end of the tunnel. So I did like that.
Yeah, it did, and also they didn't have to walk the entire gauntlet. I thought it was really cool, too. And when I started seeing and I love the match, and I'm so glad that Kofi's going to be in WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan. But, like, when I saw Anderson and Gallows come out, I was like, all right, they're ready to feed these guys. They're ready to feed Big E and Xavier here a little bit because, the word is that Anderson and Gallows is on their way out the door. And then, of course, then here comes Shinsuke and Rusev, and I couldn't help but think, they're on their way out the door. They're ready to get buried too. And I knew in the end, of course, that Xavier Woods and Big E was gonna somehow, prevail in this gauntlet. But it was almost kind of like choreographed to me. But I did enjoy the angle.
I did not know Rusev, so Rusev's out the door too, huh?
I don't think he's on. That's just rumor mill stuff, and it's hard to verify anything like that, especially like with him or Shinsuke or even Anderson and Gallows. But I guess the writing is on the wall. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I'm a huge Rusev fan, actually, and every day here in my household is Rusev Day. We celebrate that, brother. So
that's a great holiday. Dude. I tell you, last year when I was at Mania in New Orleans, man, the Rusev Day was bigger than Ric Flair's Woo. I mean, you heard that more than anything. I mean, it was hot, really hot.
I wonder why they put the fire extinguisher on that. I mean, you got any thoughts or insights into that?
Dude, I could not make any logic out of it at all, because he was hotter than Hulk Hogan at the time, man. I mean, I just do not understand it, man.
Yeah, we was enjoying it. My son loved it. He's 10 years old. He runs around screaming Rusev Day all the time. We was having a blast with it, and then it was just over. I was like, damn it, we was having fun with that.
I know, right? I know. I seen him becoming the champion. I really did. I figured he'd hold the belt.
I thought he might
really
too, man.
Me.
Well said, dude. And I thought it would have been deserved. I've always enjoyed Rusev. I guess there's so much stuff backstage that us as fans we just don't know about, the politics, the policies that's broken, things like that. So evidently there's got to be more to the picture here with Rusev that we're not seeing.
Yeah, I agree with you because I don't understand with Braun, man. I'm a huge Braun fan. I'm a big fan of the big man like Stud and One Man Gang, Bundy and stuff like that. I just think he's a great big man, and I don't understand why he's not being pushed.
Well said, dude. He should be tearing apart the people in the damn ring and not tearing apart these nice-looking Chevy Camaros on segments, Like, I want to see Braun busting up the roster, not these beautiful automobiles, you know what I mean?
I know. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, well said, brother. So I guess we'll take a moment here. Let's just take a quick breather. This is like something that we do every day just to kind of gain our composure, and this is just our random Ric Flair segment of the day, brother.
Live in the biggest house on the biggest side of town. Jet airplanes. And I got a limousine sitting out there a mile long with 25 women just dying for me to go, woo!
Woo! Yeah, that's just, that just...
Boy, yes, sir.
Just sets the tone, for the rest of the show, brother.
Yes, sir. I feel energized, baby, with a good old Ric Flair promo.
Well, I'm glad you do, brother. I'm glad you feel energized because you might need the energy for this next segment, dude. You want to play a little bit of, this is my favorite segment. I don't know if you want to play or not, but it's called Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Do you want to give it a try, brother?
Oh, boy. Yes, sir. I'll give it a try. I'll embarrass myself one time.
Oh, man, I'm so glad I get to, host this segment, dude, because... at least Clyde, he'll go 1 for 3, 2 for 3, on occasion 3 for 3. I would be 0 for 3 every week, dude.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
So
I buck under pressure, brother. I'd get off and remember everything, but I'll probably forget today. But
all right, so we'll keep it easy for you, dude. Okay. In 1974, Harley Race held the NWA title for how many? No, I'm just totally joking with you.
Oh Lord, that's easy.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every day we ask Clyde. In this case today, it's going to be Mike Britt, our good friend and guest here, was kind enough to join us. We're going to ask him 3 random wrestling-related questions, and he has no idea. They're coming from out of nowhere like an RKO, so here we go. Question number 1. Sting's son played football for what university? Question number 1.
Oh, boy. I should know that, especially being a huge Sting fan. I'm gonna say. Oh, I think this was wrong. No, I'm gonna say South Carolina, but I don't believe that's right. But I'm saying final answer, South Carolina.
Final answer, South Carolina. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hey, you was close though. He was in the SEC. If that makes you feel any better at all, he played for the University of Kentucky, tight end, brother.
Oh, Kentucky. Wow. Okay.
I just hit you with that one because I know you're a big Sting fan. I'm a big Kentucky fan, so I kind of thought I would try to tie it in together there for you, brother.
Hey, that was a win-win for both of them, especially if I would have got it right.
Right, I know, man. I tried to throw you one that like a 75 right over the middle of the plate, brother. Are you ready for question 2?
Yes, sir. Bring it on.
All right. What year did WCW start?
What year did WCW start? I'm gonna say 1990.
1990. Mr. Producer Man. Oh, sorry, Mr. Producer Man. I don't know what he's over. He's like picking his nose. All right, there. Mr. Producer Man, show me 1990. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mike. It was actually 1988.
88?
1988.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know they went back that far. I guess they were still affiliated with NWA back in the 80s.
Wait,
also.
It said 1988 was when, and I apologize, my tab kind of just closed. I've got like 96 tabs pulled up. Oh, here we go. And I'm just looking on the wiki page. This is not something I know off the top of my head, brother. So, and stuff on Wikipedia is up for dispute, but it just says WCW is a defunct American professional wrestling promotion that operated primarily from 1988 to 2001.
I believe that because that was Jim Crockett Promotions, yeah, and that does go back to the 80s. I think what throws me off is they kept their affiliation with NWA until they dropped into. So maybe they dropped NWA in the 90s, but yeah,
okay.
It does go back a ways, man. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll put an asterisk beside that one, brother. I don't want to throw you off there. I don't want to bury you too bad, man, on your first show. We appreciate you being here. I want you to go 3 for 3 and bury Clyde is what I'm trying to get someone on here to do. So,
well, you definitely feeding them to me, man. You definitely feeding them to me.
All right.
Maybe I'll get 1 out of 3.
All right, here we go. Question number 3, brother. And hopefully you get this one. I'm pulling for you, brother. All of my inner warrior spirit is with you on this one, brother. Question number 3. Where was Sting born?
He was born in Sarasota. Just kidding. Venice Beach, California.
Where was he born at?
Final answer.
Where'd you say?
Venice Beach, California.
Oh man. 1 second here. Said Venice Beach, California. Mr. Producer Man, show me Venice Beach.
Oh my God.
He was actually born in Omaha, Nebraska, and raised in Southern California.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow. I learned
born
something today. Ain't that something?
in Omaha, and I learned it today too, brother. I'm just pulling it up. I'm just pulling it up on the wiki here because I knew you was kind of more into the WCW stuff, and I thought maybe you could teach me a few things, or we could learn a few things together, brother.
Wow, and I'm a huge Sting fan. I didn't know that. Wow.
That's okay, dude. You was teaching us stuff all the time on the videos here. This guy is on a Facebook group, WWF LJ and Maniacs, and he has some awesome old magazines, old WCW figures, and he just kind of takes us like a walk down history every once in a while and does a video on it. And they're really beautiful pieces. And this guy's a singer, so you can tell with his voice, they just sound so soothing. And yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out his videos, man. Awesome stuff here. And
oh man, I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem, brother. We appreciate you sharing that stuff with us, man. I guess we'll go ahead and get ready to hop off here for today, Mike. We're going to get Clyde on for the last 10 or 15 minutes of the show. I'm sure he has some madness he wants to share. He's at the Bunny Ranch, actually, in Las Vegas. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time talking to him today.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. You never know where this guy's at, man. Like, he
no,
like,
you don't.
He lives like the Ric Flair lifestyle, dude. So, that's what's awesome about that, brother.
He's just living a dream, baby.
Before we do hop off here, do you have any closing thoughts or anything you want to share with us, brother?
Yes, there's something I want to bring up. Been hearing a lot of rumors about Sting and Taker, and Sting coming back and doing 5 matches. And I don't know if it's just in a rumor mill. I don't know if there's any truth behind it, but man, it's got me really excited. I'd love to see him come back and face Taker or do a couple matches. I've been hearing a lot about a Saudi Arabia thing. Have you heard anything about that?
I have heard Taker's name associated with Saudi Arabia. I have not heard Sting's. That's cool that you brought that up because, yeah, that makes sense, dude.
Man, I hope it happens, man.
And I really feel like Sting's last few matches, and I guess his only matches in WWE, what do you have, like 2 or 3 matches? And I don't feel like they kind of went the way that he wanted them to go, win or lose. I mean, I just don't feel like the guy came out looking like he should have looked. And hopefully he can get another match or 2 in there and kind of leave the younger fans with a memory like we remember Sting as. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so, man. I know he's getting up there in age, but, Flair continued having matches in his late 50s and in his 60s, and so did Hogan. So Sting's still in phenomenal shape, man. I think he could do it.
Absolutely, brother. Hope he does. Thank you for sharing that with us. Did not know that. And, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on over the next few weeks here. I guess we got till early May to see if the pieces hopefully fall in place for something like that.
Yeah.
So you got any shout-outs you want to give or anything else you got to share, brother?
Yeah, man, I want to send a shout out to all the members on the LJN Maniacs page. Also, you can check me out on Mike Britt on Facebook and Twitter, Mike Britt. And I also want to give a shout out to a big fan of your show, my wife, my valet, and my manager, Miss Camilla. So I want to give a shout out to her. Awesome
stuff, brother. Awesome stuff. You got any upcoming dates or anything you want to share?
No, not right now. It slowed down a little bit for us right now. We were wide open in Mardi Gras season playing, but right now it's slowed down a little bit. So
all right,
that's
brother.
Right now to share.
All right, well, we're going to have you, hopefully, well, if you keep them guitars on the shelf too long, we're going to have to smack Clyde with all of them, dude. So.
Oh, I got one you can borrow, brother.
All right.
I'll send it in the mail. I got one you can borrow.
Man, we'd appreciate that. Yeah, Mike, so thanks for joining us today, and I guess, guys, we're going to hop off for a real quick commercial break. I don't know if we got a damn commercial or not, but we're going to hop off here, and we'll be right back on with Clyde. And thank you so much for joining us today, Mike.
Hey, it's my pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother. And we'll be right back with Clyde, guys. We're back. What's up, brother? We're back with Clyde.
Woo! What's up, brother?
What's up, baby? I'm glad you can make it in today. How's everything at the Bunny Ranch? I was telling Mike Britt just a few moments ago about some of your exploits.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild, man. I don't know how much recovery days I'm gonna need after all this.
Man, I know. 14 days.
Maybe a full week.
14 days, all inclusive at the Bunny Ranch, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That was compliments of our budget, man. I think we overspent on that already.
Man, anything for you, dude. Anything for you. I've been over here eating damn ham and bologna and cheese sandwiches and drinking recycled water. I don't even know what this stuff is. This water I get, it says recycled water. I don't even know.
Recycled water, yeah. You can't beat that. You cannot beat recycled water.
Yeah, so we got a few topics we're going to touch on today here on the back half of the show, dude. And before we hop into them real quick, dude, and I wanted to touch on this with Mike Britt. Man, there was this guy, and I said, hey, man, I said to him, I finally asked somebody. He was like listening to, and I seen like wrestling, like I was on the subway next to this guy, dude, okay? I was kind of being an ass, I guess. But I looked over on his phone, I saw like wrestling content. He had headphones in. I was like, he's got to be listening to our podcast, right, dude? So I asked him, I said, hey, brother, are you listening to our podcast? What do you think about it? Are you listening to us? Here's what he said.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole.
Yeah, dude.
That's a little extreme, brother. We're going to have to find that guy and put him through a table or something.
Well, even more so than that, we're going to have to find a damn fan. And one thing I heard here, Mike Britt was actually, he said that he listens to the show, and he said his wife is a fan of the show. And that's beautiful, dude. We found a fan, dude. We found a fan, and that is beautiful. We're going to have Mike Britt and his wife on together maybe to get some kind words one day, brother, on the air.
Yeah, I'm pro Mike Britt, also known as Stinger from another universe. But, yeah, good guy, man, and I love having guests. We need to keep them coming. Good guests and different opinions about what me and you love, and all these guys and gals, professional wrestling, brother. Woo!
Well, I was just happy for once to have somebody with some damn knowledge on the show.
Yeah, it's hard getting it all from me, don't it?
It is, dude. It is hard, brother. It's hard.
That's it, David. I am coming over WrestleMania weekend, and I'm going to eat more than I should, probably.
Yeah, me too, dude. Me too, brother. Okay, let's hop into these topics, dude. We got a couple topics to touch on. Before we do, I got a little bit of AEW news I want to touch on, too, today. And before I do hop into that, you kind of had a take on that Charlotte Flair and Asuka match from last night in that angle, and you kind of wanted to spill your guts on that on the air, brother. So go ahead, let us have it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I see what they're doing with Charlotte. I get it. It's Ric Flair's daughter. She is a good athlete, hard worker. She does everything that, she should. But, man, they kind of served Asuka up. And, even Becky Lynch put out on her Twitter that she didn't even think it was right. And then Asuka deserves better. And, I really agree with that, man. I don't like the way they did that, but I didn't book it.
So you just think that, well, me and Mike Britt was touching on that a little bit, too, on the previous segment. Just about how, like, Asuka didn't really kind of get a fair shake there. She could have had a WrestleMania match. She hadn't really been on TV much. It's almost like they're not burying her, but they're not using her, so.
Yeah, it just, I feel like they could have handled that a little better.
But at the same time, well, no, at the same time, what they're trying to do, and that's what we was talking about also, was like they're trying to make this match at WrestleMania the biggest thing possible, dude, because they're closing with the women, for the first time ever, which is beautiful. And so they want to make sure, like, they got a strap now on Charlotte, they got a strap on Rousey, and Becky's hot as fire. She don't even need a damn strap. She's so hot. You know what I mean? So they're trying to make this match as big as possible is what I think.
What's going to happen at the end of this thing when whoever wins is spent and Alexa Bliss starts yielding a little power, and she's the last one standing with both belts at the end of WrestleMania. That's what I see it.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome, dude. Hey, I would not be complaining, brother. Hopefully, you're going to be over here sitting in my living room. We're either watching in the living room or the man cave, whichever one. But hopefully we're sitting here watching that, dude, and I hope that does happen. That would be beautiful.
Maybe Alexa will throw the Riot Squad and Asuka and whoever else she could think of, throwing that at them first, and then come in and just clean up the scraps like a true hyena villain.
Yeah, just like a hyena.
Yeah, we can all dream, brother. We can all have our dream WrestleMania scenarios.
Yeah, your dream WrestleMania moments, brother. That's right. And I was trying to pull up, I had an article here I was wanting to pull up about, and it won't load. There it goes. Did you hear about what Buff Bagwell recently had to say about AEW?
No, I'm not a big fan, but what did the Buster say?
Well, this is
what he's told.
He did a lengthy interview here, and this article is on WrestlingInc.com. Feel free to check it out for yourself. He's kind of burying them a little bit. He's just saying, like, at my age, WWE is the only option because these other boys are for the young kids, and unfortunately, they don't get it. Nobody knows them. I'm in the industry and don't know them. Bagwell said of Cody and the Young Bucks. So if I don't know them, y'all don't know them, so I don't get it. And then later, he went on to say in the same article here, before I get your thoughts, he said, it wasn't my fault that I was 30 when I joined the WWF and I was going to take somebody's job, stated Bagwell. Every single star when I signed was 12 years older than me. It wasn't my fault, but I sure as heck paid for it. So what do you think about Bagwell's comments, first on AEW and secondly then on WWE?
I think maybe he's fucking delusional, brother. It sounds like to me on both of these things. But I don't know. You'll get somebody that's a fan of him and they'll have a different take. To say that nobody knows who the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes, wow, man. I mean, with just their merchandise, take, for instance, this is a known fact that Hot Top stores, they were out selling WWE, so
yeah,
I think he's a little wrong about that, brother.
And I was always, when I was younger, I was a Buff Bagwell guy. I always liked him, man, and I always thought he did a good job of kind of keeping Big Papa Pump in line. Like, I kind of feel like the Buff Bagwell of this show. It's almost like you're the Big Papa Pump dude, and sometimes you stray off the path, brother. We got to get you back in there. You know what I mean? You get too much on the big bad booty daddy, and we got to get you back on the wrestling knowledge, brother. So I kind of can relate to Buff Bagwell a little bit, dude. But yeah, I feel like he's out of his damn mind with these comments too. It's almost like he's trying to bury these guys. And like, who don't know who Chris Jericho is, man? Give me a damn break, Buff Bagwell. I love you to death, brother, but come on, man. Let's get real.
Yeah, it sounds a little out there, man. But I liked his work a little bit back in the day too. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's been so long. The WCW stuff was okay.
Yeah, he was. I always thought he was entertaining, man. Nothing against Buff in the ring. I just feel like these comments. I'm feeling a little bit of salt coming from Bagwell. That's all I'm saying. Just a little bit of salt there. That's all.
Oh no, that's the whole container of salt, brother. That's a lot of salt.
There's some salt. That's all. Yeah, that's all I know, brother. And let's touch on this, man. And if I can find the article, that's cool. I'll pull it up. But if not, I kind of know what's going on here. Did you hear about Cain Velasquez?
I heard he was going over to AAA to learn how to be a wrestler, or is he already wrestling?
Yeah, MMA star Cain Velasquez. Sorry, excuse me there. MMA star Cain Velasquez. Yeah, going to AAA wrestling Mexican promotion. Going to try his foot in the squared circle, brother.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better place to learn, man. He'd be phenomenal talent if he pays attention to his trainers, man. He'd be ready to go pretty quick. He also defeated Brock Lesnar, so that's a pretty big feat there in real life in the UFC.
That's what I was thinking, man. Like if he could build up his skills, and if he's anywhere near as good in the ring as he is in the octagon, then they've got a star on their hands. I don't know exactly how old Cain is off the top of my head, but I'm going to guess late 30s, maybe approaching 40, 35, 40 right in there. He's still young enough, still got some tread on the tires to be good in the ring if he does. And well, what if WWE eventually could bring this guy in? I mean, he could be a bigger, as big of a star as Brock if you play it right, because he bloodied up Brock in that UFC fight. And Brock's a phenomenal UFC fighter, take nothing away from what he's done. But that night, Cain was the better man, and, that could pay huge dividends down the road in this business.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm still sending Brock over to your house to straighten you out, too, by the way.
You're sending Brock? Okay, well, it's feeling like an F. Actually, I just hit F4. It's feeling like an F5 kind of day, dude. It really is.
If you see a chubby Jewish man in a suit, just know it's coming, bud.
Yeah, I really don't want to feel the wrath of Heyman. Like I've said before, dude, I really feel like Heyman anyway. He's the de facto Universal Champion. You can mark it. That's my damn words. I don't care. That's Paul Heyman.
One of the greatest things in the history of wrestling to me was Paul Heyman crying. This dude, he's an unbelievable actor.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, man, beautiful. And
underrated. Huge I am a Paul Heyman guy myself.
I love Heyman, man. I hope he doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. Me and my son, we built that huge wrestling display in the back room, and I'll post pictures of it on the groups. I've shared them before, but I'll post some more if you guys haven't seen them. But we got like a cage hanging above the ring. I don't know why, we just keep Paul Heyman in the cage at all times.
Yeah, we need to. There's probably some of his ex employees at ECW like to put him in a cage too, but we could do a whole show about him, man, and the ECW.
Yeah, we definitely could, man. ECW, lots of fun. That's one thing about ECW, man. It's like the outlaw days, man. So many cool stories and matches and tales and near-death experiences, man. That's like a whole week's worth of podcast, brother.
Taz was my guy. Shout out to the Taz show. I'm trying to get booked.
Shout out RVD. Shout out RVD.
Shout out Taz, baby.
Oh boy. You're on the wrong side of the tracks here, brother, because I'm an RVD guy. So.
What?
Okay. All right. Before we get to
moving on.
We're moving on to the end of the damn show, brother, because we're gonna go ahead and put a bow on this for today and hop on out of here, brother. Do you have any closing thoughts or anything you want to share with the? I think we got like an audience of 4 today, and they all look awake to me at this point. So.
Yeah. Well, anybody listening and enjoyed us, let us know. If you didn't, hit us with the King Kong Bundy Splash for the 5 count. We're going to share this podcast on some of our Facebook affiliate pages, the Bliss Army, Kofi Kingston Club, Hitman Hart Fan Club, All Access Wrestling, WWF LJ and Maniacs, All Elite Wrestling, Wicked Thoughts, Music for Thoughts, All Access. Is it All Access Indie Wrestling, or is it
It's All Access Indie Wrestling, dude, yeah.
Yeah, my daughter, this was a shoot. My daughter ran off on my notes. What was the retro page, Dave?
Yeah, I'll take it from here, brother. Thank you for holding the wheel while I was taking care of that, brother. Yeah, you did a good job without the list. You almost remembered them all, brother. And that's the only damn preparation you got to do every day is have that list, dude. I don't understand why you don't have it. But I told you not to worry about finding it. I did tell you that, but I also did tell you I was going to bust your balls for not having it. So thank you for not having the list ready today, brother. I appreciate that. For you not having it, you're not making my list today. And Yeah, it's also WWE Retro Figure Fan Club. You can check us out there. You can check us out on Facebook. We've got our own page, it's HBD Sport. Feel free to check us out there. Most importantly, please give us a subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. At 1,000 subscribers, this man Clyde right here is taking a guitar shot on video just for you guys. And so if you like us, give us a thumbs up. Put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on this podcast. And having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.